you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be talking about what exactly new parents want in those early postpartum days. So many of us jump to bags of nappies, sweet little onesies, but bouquets of flowers and chocolates. But actually, those things aren't terribly beneficial for mum's recovery or for that transition into postpartum and new parenthood. So, as somebody who has not only been through the postpartum phase themselves several times now, but also somebody who works in the postpartum period, supporting mamas and dads in that new transition. So, here I am to give you my top tips and top ideas for gifting new parents. So I have been joined by my sweet little newborn here. So I'm going to fly straight into it, and I've got them all written down in front of me. I'm just going to go through the things that both I have found really beneficial for my own recovery, but also feedback that I have gotten through my Instagram page and through my clients who I've seen as a postpartum doula, what things they have found helpful along the way. And the first and the most obvious one is to gift somebody postpartum doula support. So that might be maybe sort of 2 hours twice a week, but it might be enough for you to maybe have a little bit of light cleaning done in the house, a little bit of batch cooking done, somebody simply just to hold your baby and give you some tips and tricks on how to feed your baby, how to soothe your baby, and perhaps nappy changing and bathing your baby for the first time, because particularly as a new parent, those tasks can be incredibly daunting, and having somebody to do that with you who is, they're an expert in that area is really, really lovely thing to gift somebody. Along the same lines as gifting postpartum doula support hours, you could also gift somebody some cleaning hours. So whether that is gifting a few hours for, over a set amount of time, whether it's just kind of one cleaning gift before baby arrives, or one maybe cleaning hour or two once baby has actually arrived afterwards. That's something that's really, really lovely too, because it's really difficult to kind of be up and keeping the house reasonably okay when you're also trying to look after yourself and keep yourself well-minded with a new baby. So postpartum doula hours, cleaning support, or a lactation consult will be another one. So we're thinking more on the lines of services and things that are going to make mum feel good, feel confident in her abilities to both nourish and care for her baby. Both parents indeed. So a lactation consultation, and just maybe paying for it ahead of time and then letting them organize a time that suits them. If you are looking for a lactation consultant who is working online, either do contact myself. I'm working primarily over Zoom at the moment, or if you go to the Association of Lactation Consultants for whichever country you are in, you will be able to find them quite easily. So I'll try and leave the link for that down below. Along with kind of nourishing and minding yourself in that postpartum period, it's difficult to get things done like eating. Honestly, eating, one of the hardest things to do is nourishing your body, and there's so much recovery and repair of tissues that needs to be done, whether you've had a vaginal delivery that's been completely without any issues, or whether you've gone on to have maybe a more traumatic birth. There's always healing to be done, whether it's at the site of where your placenta has come away from the uterine lining, whether there's a little bit of tearing that occurred, or whether you've had a cesarean birth and have wounds there that need to be healed. So thinking about the gift of food is huge. That could be creating a meal train for your friend or loved one. So thinking about meals that are warming, that are nourishing, that have plenty of fibre. Lots of things like stews, dals, curries, bakes, tray bakes, and as a little added extra, giving some side dishes along with that so that maybe they can stretch it out for more than one meal. I will always remember those special nourishing meals that my friends made for me postpartum. There was nothing more loving and caring than somebody just sending a quick little message and saying, I'm dropping by your meal at 6 o'clock and I won't ring the doorbell, I'll just text you when it's there. So they just drop the meal there and then leave. Or check in with me and say, is there anything in particular that you're craving that day? And they would stop by the shops and maybe bring me a fresh juice on the way as well. So all nice ideas if you're looking for something to do for your sweet new postpartum friend. If you are not somebody who likes cooking, or you live a little bit further away from your friend, what you can do is gift them maybe a pre-packaged meal delivery service. So the likes of Kaylas Kitchen and Eatto in Ireland, Deliveroo even will do some gorgeous meals, things that can be frozen quite well. So there'll be lots of things like lasagnas and tray bakes and curries and that kind of thing along with them, but checking in with them first. Maybe they are vegetarian, maybe they're a vegan diet, and trying to pick a package that suits them best is just a fantastic thing to have. And even if they don't use it here and now, they can have them all stashed away in their freezer and pull them out for an easy meal on the go that is going to be nourishing and warming and help with their recovery. So I'm literally just saying these all in one go, but along the line of sort of nourishment and sort of nutrition for your postpartum body, thinking about things like supplements. So maybe your friend particularly enjoys taking or has maybe had low iron and has quite a large blood loss after delivery, and they want to be building that back up. So maybe a tonic or a tincture or a supplement that they can add into their smoothies that might help them along the way. I'm taking kind of a host of different things postpartum this time round, because I'm nursing 2 babies now, but also because I really hit that slump postpartum last time. I really felt that sort of postnatal depletion of the vital nutrients that my body needed, and I want to avoid it this time. So I will link down below those supplements that I have been taking along the way that have been making sure that I feel really, really good, and maybe they would be suitable for your friend too. The next thing that I like to talk about, along with kind of minding your body, is hydration. So something as simple as a water bottle with a straw, or an IV, an IV solution like the IV hydration. What's it called? I wrote it down. Liquid IV. It's quite literally a sort of saline, so sort of salts and sugars solution that you pour into an electrolyte solution that you pour into your drink, and it sort of dilutes it down, but it means that it sort of forces all of that hydration into the cells of your body, so you become hydrated a lot quicker, and you're not it makes the most of the hydration that you do get into, basically. And particularly with nursing or pumping, what happens is, as you get that rush of oxytocin during your letdown with that milk ejection reflex, is your body will crave water. So it's very, very normal for you to all of a sudden be sitting and nursing your baby going, oh my goodness, where's my water? I could drink like an entire river. So having a solution with an electrolyte solution in it, and a nice bottle that's really handy beside mama at all times, is a really, really nice gift, along with that yummy food delivery that you're going to give for them. So some other ideas that can be really nice then, something like either a massage, a pedicure, or a facial. Certainly for me, as somebody who enjoyed that kind of thing before, it's easy to kind of feel a little bit lost and struggling to even get a shower, never mind do the things that make you feel pampered and lovely and feminine and put together. So a voucher for something like that is just so incredibly thoughtful. So a voucher means that they can book it in their own time, and that they can leave feeling really good, as opposed to the tired new parent look that many of us are sporting. So something like a pedicure, a manicure, or just a nice hot stone massage is just divine. It feels like several hours of sleep that we know we're all missing. The next thing that I have said is some nice things for your postpartum uniform. So we all kind of get into this groove of just the 1 or 2 items that feel really good, and hands down, my favourite and most worn item is high-waisted compression leggings. I will make sure and share some of my favourites down below, but I have kind of 3 that I rotate through, and I will just wear with a cute top, a nice cozy cardigan that opens at the front for easy nursing access, or maybe a wrap dress over the top, but it makes me feel supported and comfortable, and I can also move around and chase my toddler without any issues. So gifting nice quality leggings that are going to last a really long time, as opposed to the cheapest Primark ones, is a really lovely gift that you can give for your new friend. Oop, knocking the camera. The last thing, no, not last thing, I've got a couple more things. So I suppose along with that uniform front, it's something that's really nursing friendly. So maybe it is your sweet little wrap dress tops, top dresses or tops. Maybe it is something that is more off the shoulder if it's during the summertime, that can still look quite sweet and nice and flowy and forgiving on the postpartum body. Maybe it's a sweet soft cardi like my lovely friend got me, and you can just button down the front, but it still keeps you really warm, because it's quite difficult, particularly if you have a winter baby, to be dressing for the seasons but also looking quite sweet. So maybe I should share with you some of my kind of top breastfeeding clothing. Let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in the comments down below. The next thing that I'm suggesting is a sweet journal. So particularly if you're a first time mum, you might have a bit more time for this, but writing down your baby's firsts, the time that they were born. Maybe you want to write your birth story down there, their weight, as they sort of get teeth. When did they get teeth? When did they do their first roll over, their first crawl, their first smile, their first giggle? All of those gorgeous things. And then I know I continued mine on with Atticus, and I'll write down funny and sweet things that he said and done. And it's just a really lovely thing to be able to look back on and pass down as well. And maybe your babies could write nice things when they have their own babies down the line. But gifting a sweet little diary like that is lovely, and it can just be a plain diary, it can be an empty diary. I know one of my sweet friends, Neve, gifted me a gorgeous diary that was just completely empty, and she wrote lovely little words of affirmation through it, sort of dispersed throughout the diary, and every now and then I'll come across one, and it's just it's so gorgeous, and a really thoughtful gift as well. And the last thing that I wanted to mention, and it's something that maybe you will come to appreciate as your babies get a little bit older, is particularly if you were a reader beforehand and you find it really difficult to have the time in the day to pick up a book, a subscription to something like Audible, particularly if you've got those long nursing sessions, or you're doing a little bit of driving back and forth to childcare as they get a bit older in the car, it means that you can sit down, listen to your favourite book or your favourite podcast. I love Audible, and it's probably the only way that I get to listen to any books nowadays. And as well as that, it's lovely if you've got slightly older kiddos and you're trying to avoid doing too much screen time. We actually don't have a TV in our house, and the only way that we get by is by listening to stories on Audible. You literally just type in Julia Donaldson or whoever your favourite children's author is, and you can have that playing away as they kind of have a bit of quiet time or want a bit of downtime from the chaotic life that is toddlerhood. I hope that some of these have been helpful, and I hope that you got some kind of ideas and suggestions for how you can mind and gift your newly postpartum friend. And it's something a little bit different than just minding the baby, with the new baby grows and maybe the bunch of flowers for the mum. And I hope that you found them helpful for yourself, maybe for kind of preparing for your postpartum period. If you yourself are pregnant and you are looking for things that you can do to sort of prep yourself for your postpartum, make sure and check out the video on preparing for postpartum that I will have linked down below, and I hope to see you in the next video.